No Man's Sky, an easy, relaxing exploration experience. A game I spent well over 300 hours on, but after a while the fun ran out, as with most games. So I thought to myself, is there anything I could do that would make No Man's Sky fun and challenging again? Then it hit me. What if I try to complete the latest expedition as fast as possible? I knew I would be able to complete this quite quickly, but how fast could I truly go? Stick around to the end to find out. Expeditions were introduced in update 3.3 on March 31st of 2021. Expeditions are a chain of objectives you have to complete in order to receive exclusive rewards usable over multiple saves. The idea was to give people a more multiplayer-like feeling, with the latest expedition being the Blighted, the one I will be speedrunning today. Normally completing an expedition takes about 6 hours. My first run took me 4 hours, but this isn't good enough. I need to go faster, way faster. With that being said, let's begin. So like with every speedrun, we will first need to design a route. So how do we go about making a route? We will first need to look at all the objectives. These are divided up into 5 phases, which in turn consist of 5 objectives each. For example, phase 1 includes these 5 objectives. This phase is quite easy and would normally take you about 20 or 30 minutes. The other phases would prove to be a bit more difficult. Some objectives are hidden, so I first completed an expedition up until phase 4. I identified 2 issues, the Kill Pirates objective and the green, red and blue star objectives. The first one is difficult because you need to kill a lot of pirates. This is really hard to do quickly, as killing one pirate can take up to 30 seconds or so. A pirate system works best for this, because of the Kill Pirates missions being more frequent here, so I use Shalova X, the closest pirate system for this objective. The second issue is getting to the red, green and blue systems. These were difficult because you would either need to mission warp or buy blueprints. If you accept a certain anomaly mission and the mission requires you to get something that isn't in your current system, it will warp you in most cases either to a red, green or blue system. This is what I call mission warping. But after a while I found out that these warps only stay consistent for a short period of time, so I ditched this strat entirely. Instead I would just simply buy the blueprints and install them, but I did have to get some emerald for the last upgrade. The first 2 drive upgrades were easy, as the 5th objective in my run would reward me with cadmium. And I would buy chromatic metal and wire looms at basically the start of the run. Phase 3 also proved a bit harder, as I had to find an underwater temple, but luckily I am allowed to use quartz, as per the official nomansky.com speedrun rules, that I be sticking to for an extra challenge. This meant no multiplayer glitches and no bases. So quartz would be my only option to know where certain buildings were. For this run this would be the Sentinel Tower and underwater temple. Quartz can be viewed after breaking through the planet's atmosphere. These work like normal and you would just use trial and error to figure out which way you needed to go. Getting the location even somewhat close took a lot of practice, but I got there in the end. Phase 5 is not that challenging, although completing phase 5 would send you to a cutscene which took forever. And after going through the black hole it's a matter of RNG if you could build a base at your spawn location. After some careful planning, I divided my run up into 2 stages. The first one where I'd complete 15 plus objectives in the first 3 systems, and the second stage, which would involve me flying to the rendezvous points and red, green and blue systems. Here are all the objectives I would complete in stage 1. And here are all the objectives I would complete in stage 2. With my run fully planned and tested, I was ready to run it. It took a lot of trial and error to learn all the strats and details of this run, and I messed up a lot. Like a lot. There are a couple more strats that I haven't discussed yet, but I'll discuss them in the run itself. I've spent about 100 hours in this expedition alone. So after many failed attempts or very slow runs, I got this run with my fastest time yet. This run I'm showing off today is a little bit different from your normal No Man's Sky experience. For example, fixing your ship takes too much time and is incredibly boring, so I just decided to skip that part entirely. How? No Man's Sky is full of glitches, and the return to anomaly option carries over in other saves. What this means is, if you teleport out of the anomaly to a featured base in a different save, go back to game select and start a new game, the option to return to anomaly will still be there. But this does depend on which system and galaxy the anomaly was in upon teleporting. With that setup, I would spawn in and quickly mine a tiny amount of carbon, press X, right arrow key and F to return to the anomaly. Now I'll be using a glitch, which I found with the help of the Station Any % run and this YouTube video. Basically, if you manage to kill yourself in the anomaly, you would teleport to the space station with your ship fully repaired. But how do you kill yourself in the anomaly, you ask? Go to this part of the anomaly, start running, then jetpack while looking at this wall. For some reason this allows the rest of the anomaly then walk through this door and fall to your very timely demise. I magically woke up at the station with these 2 objectives complete. And this all in 2 minutes. Now I claim the rewards just before the system name pops up, so then I would sell 2 wiring looms and buy all of the uranium and oxygen at the terminal. This I will use as launch fuel, and if you've ever played No Man's Sky before, you know collecting launch fuel is incredibly tedious and time consuming. So buying uranium is the faster option. Now with that bought, I hop back into my ship. While flying out I refuel my landing gear and Hubble drive. Now I would fly down to any spot on this giant sentinel planet and proceed to grab 16 balls. After which I would let myself be killed by sentinels while taking as many out with me as I could. Then I'd collect my crave and immediately hop back in my ship and return to the space station. After that, saw my big round glowing balls and the multi-tool expansion kits, then proceed to buy these resources from the space station terminal and walk down to the landing bay. While waiting for the first ship to land, I'd install the scattershot and terrain manipulator and X-class upgrades. I would proceed to buy a bunch of resources like so from landing pilots. I then flew back out while turning on my refinery to make carbon, and then I headed to the following cores. These cores lead to a sentinel tower. I landed, took out about 20 sentinels, then with the sentinels still chasing me I turned off the sentinels planet-wide, and then interacted with the tower in some weird way that for some reason works. I hopped in my ship and took off, claiming the rewards while doing this. When I got back to warp elevation I warped to this system. This system offers a 100% freighter battle chance. I proceeded to shoot some scrubs down, got a big thank you from the captain and flew back out. I started this mission here and did a scan and then speeded off to the objective. You will see in this run, while flying out, landing or taking off, I would destroy certain objects, refine materials for warp fuel and claim rewards. While I was flying over the objective I didn't get so lucky this time and I had the reload boost. You can do this by holding Q and spamming R. This glitch will launch you forward with incredible speed, and if you combine this with your jetpack you will go even faster. So this is perfect for this run, as I need to do everything quite fast. I zoomed across the terrain to the crashed freighter. Luckily I had bought some cobalt so I could open up the vault and talk to the slightly damaged shiny ball. Took back off and warped to this pirate system. I flew down to these corners, collected some crystal sulfide, a living pearl and 100 salt. Then rushed back to the ship to get the last bit of crystal sulfide which I received from a battle. Then I proceeded to pistol whip my way across the island and quickly after shot into the water at roughly Mach 3. Talked to some weird oozy shiny balls and dug up this absolutely worthless treasure. Spawned the sub and went back to my ship. Activated the last fragment mission and yeeted my way over there. Used the pistol whip and sub a bit more and went to the space station. Here I would mission cycle to get skull missions. Skull missions spawn more frequent in pirate systems. Defeated some more scrubs, called in the anomaly, bought hyperdrive blueprints and installed 2. Warped out of the system to this green one where I collect 250 emerald to finish the last upgrade. Now I go to Fission Dawn. A S-class hyperdrive upgrade and a S-class Hubble drive upgrade were sold here, on top of these 2 upgrades. Installed them and shot to my first rendezvous point. Going by each and every one of these rendezvous points is the most boring part of this run. I would just land and take back off. I did this for 4 points, also made sure to stop by a red and blue system on the way. So I'd right after point 4 activate the treasure mission. This is just taking off, flying and landing again. Then I went through this portal, upon which I immediately received rendezvous point 5 and took back off. I went to the ruin, dug around a bit and found some worthless ass treasure. I took off and casually warped to a new universe. I claimed a reward for going through the black hole and placed down a base computer. After which I would spam down a whole bunch of floors. Now it's just a matter of claiming all the rewards as fast as possible and boom, I got a time of 1 hour and 11 minutes. Which trust me isn't easy to get. I previously got a time of 1 hour and 25 minutes and one of 1 hour and 90 minutes. So I was more than happy with a 1 hour 11 run. The route itself was a pain to design and I really haven't found anything in my 30 runs to really warrant a change. As I was coming up to the expedition deadline, I just spent time running instead of doing more route research, in order for the video to release on time. So if you have a better idea, let me know so I can use the knowledge in future speedruns. There are like 8 days left for the challenge, so if you would like to attempt this run, I'd suggest you do it fast. My throw run is in the description if you want to do the run yourself. Also, a big thank you to the speedrun community of No Man's Sky. Everyone there was being so nice and helpful. Please check out the speedrun.com page and their Discord. If you got this far into the video, please consider subscribing. You can always unsubscribe and it really helps my tiny channel out a lot. In fact, I got 2 more videos I need to edit, which are speedruns. Well, sort of. But I won't spoil anything. With that out of the way, have a great day and goodbye. Balls, balls, balls. Balls.